Mulan and Snoopy, Camp Aviator. One sunny morning in the magical world where different realms coexisted, a mysterious letter arrived at Snoopy's doghouse. The envelope was sealed with a golden dragon stamp, and the wax had a faint glow. Snoopy, always full of curiosity, jumped onto the letter and tore it open. Inside was an invitation to a special Camp Aviator. But what was strange was that the invitation also mentioned another name, Mulan. Snoopy wondered, who is this Mulan, and why are we both invited to this camp? Meanwhile, in faraway China, Mulan was in her courtyard, practicing her sword skills. Suddenly, a white dove swooped down and dropped a similar letter at her feet. Mulan picked it up and read the invitation. She was intrigued by the idea of a camp for aviators, as she had always been interested in new adventures. But she also had no idea who this Snoopy was. Both Mulan and Snoopy decided to accept the invitation. Snoopy packed his goggles, scarf, and a small stack of comic books, imagining himself as a heroic World War I flying ace. Mulan, on the other hand, packed her sword, some traditional Chinese herbs, and a beautiful red silk ribbon. When they arrived at the Camp Aviator, they were greeted by a large, colorful tent in the middle of a vast grassy field. There were other aviator-to-be kids from all over the world. Some were riding small toy planes, while others were building model airplanes. A gruff-looking instructor named Captain Bill stepped forward. "Welcome, young aviators. This camp is where you'll learn the art of flying. But be warned, it's not going to be easy." Snoopy immediately started strutting around, acting like he was already a great pilot. Mulan, being more reserved, observed the other kids and the camp facilities. The first lesson was about understanding the basic parts of an airplane. Captain Bill pointed to a small model plane and started explaining the wings, the engine, and the tail. Snoopy, who was daydreaming about fighting the Red Baron, didn't pay much attention. Mulan, however, listened intently, asking intelligent questions. After the lesson, it was time for the first practical test, building a small paper airplane. Everyone got to work. Snoopy quickly folded his paper, but it ended up looking more like a crumpled ball. Mulan, with her dexterous hands, crafted a beautiful paper plane that soared high into the sky when she threw it. Snoopy was a bit jealous. "Well, that's just a paper plane. Real flying is much more difficult," he said, trying to save face. As the days passed, the campers were taught more advanced flying skills. They learned how to control the altitude, speed, and direction of the small planes they were given. Mulan was a quick learner, always following Captain Bill's instructions precisely. Snoopy, on the other hand, kept crashing his plane into trees or getting it stuck in the bushes. One day, a strange thing happened. A dark cloud appeared over the camp, and a group of evil flying pirates swooped down. They were led by a fearsome pirate named Blackbeard. Blackbeard and his crew started stealing the campers' planes and supplies. Mulan quickly grabbed her sword and shouted, "We can't let them get away with this." Snoopy, seeing the danger, also put on his goggles and hopped onto his small plane. Mulan and Snoopy led the other campers in a fight against the pirates. Mulan used her sword skills to fend off the pirates who were trying to board the camp's main tent. Snoopy, in his plane, flew around, trying to distract the pirates and knock their planes out of the sky. The battle was fierce. The pirates were strong, but Mulan and Snoopy's determination was even stronger. Mulan noticed that the pirates' planes were weak at the tail. She signaled to Snoopy, and together they came up with a plan. Snoopy flew in front of the pirates, luring them into a trap. Mulan, hiding in the tall grass, waited for the right moment. When the pirates were close enough, Mulan jumped up and sliced through the tails of their planes with her sword. The pirates' planes lost control and crashed one by one. Blackbeard, seeing his crew defeated, tried to escape, but Snoopy and Mulan chased after him. In the end, they cornered him, and Blackbeard had no choice but to surrender. After the battle, Captain Bill was very proud of Mulan and Snoopy. "You two have shown great courage and teamwork. You've not only learned to fly but also how to protect what's important," he said. As the camp came to an end, Mulan and Snoopy had become good friends. They exchanged stories about their different worlds. Snoopy told Mulan about his life in the doghouse and his adventures as a flying ace in his imagination. Mulan shared her stories of fighting in the war and her family back in China. When it was time to go home, Mulan and Snoopy promised to keep in touch. They knew that their friendship, born out of the adventures at the Camp Aviator, would last a lifetime. This story teaches us that no matter how different we are, we can come together and achieve great things through teamwork and courage. We should always be ready to face challenges, and by working with others, we can overcome even the most difficult situations. Just like Mulan and Snoopy, we can learn from each other's strengths and use them to make the world a better place.